A lot of those people, in my personal opinion, are not mentally capable of voting.
The Coalinga City Council is suing Fresno County to overturn an election decided partly by the sex offenders in a state hospital.
Action News anchor Corn Hogger joins us now live from the newsroom with the legal battle to take those votes away. Corn?
Margot and Warren, voters rejected a penny sales tax increase by just 37 votes in November. 127 of the no votes came from inside the walls of Coalinga State Hospital, where some of the state's sex offenders are actually legal voters. A picture of Coalinga's finest taken today would feature a lot fewer officers than you see in this photo hanging on the wall at City Hall. The force shrank by about 25% after a sales tax increase known as Measure C failed last month.
Initially, we didn't know how many votes came from where, and so I was like, hey, this is the vote of the people.
Mayor Nathan Vosberg's attitude shifted when he realized the weight of the vote from one precinct, where 360 registered voters share the same address in the middle of nowhere, 7 miles from City Hall. The Coalinga State Hospital is home to about 1,200 people, mostly sexually violent predators who are not inmates, but patients. And even though they're not allowed to leave, state law allows them to vote if they're not on parole.
Whether they should vote is a whole nother ordeal, which I can tell you a lot of our citizens are just heaving mad that they were allowed to vote in the first place.
The city annexed the hospital around the time it opened 12 years ago, and in the last few years, Fresno County Clerk Brandy Orth certified the patients as voters in Coalinga. She told me this election, like all of them, was conducted in accordance with the law. Advocates for the patients say the sales tax affects them when they buy cheeseburgers in the hospital, and even more so when they buy TVs and electronics for their rooms. They asked city officials to discuss their concerns and got this email response from the city manager. But they voted against Measure C, 127 to 50, swaying the overall vote to a win for the noes. So the city council is trying to exclude their votes with a new tactic, claiming the patients aren't really Coalinga residents.
One, most of them, if probably all of them, never lived here. 2, they don't plan on living here. And 3, they're not fixed here.
They're scheduled to face off with the county in court starting in April. One of the advocates for patients told me he feels like they're convenient scapegoats, and if the city really thought they shouldn't be voting, they should have mentioned it before the election. From the newsroom, Corn Hogger, ABC 30 Action News.